Have you ever had to let go of something? I mean, like a relationship, a dream, a home, or maybe a job. That can be a big deal. I'm learning more and more what it looks like to trust God these days. Here I spend time with my grandbabies. When you see that they're putting something in their mouth or reaching for something that could hurt them, you simply offer them something else in exchange for what could have been dangerous. So they let go of the old thing and they embrace the new thing. Well, most of the time. Sometimes you have to squeeze it out of their tight little fist, but that's kind of like us too. It's hard to let go of something that we think we really want or need. But trusting God, it requires a leaving or letting go. See, when Jesus called his disciples to follow him, notice that they all had the same response. When he called Peter, James, and John in Luke 5, verses 10 and 11, he said, "Don't be afraid," love that, "from now on you will fish for people." So they pulled their boats up on shore, left everything, and followed him. When Jesus called Matthew in verse 27, he said, "Follow me," and Matthew got up, left everything, and followed him. Did you catch that phrase? They left everything and followed him. There is a leaving behind when Jesus calls us to follow him. Now that may sound risky and scary. Maybe that's why Jesus also said, "Don't be afraid." I like what Susie Eller says, trusting God leads us to leaving, but when we leave behind, it enables us to pick up something new. Jesus said, "I've come that you can have life and have it to the full," in John 10:10. So let's reframe what it looks like to trust God by considering what we leave behind and what we pick up in exchange. We leave behind the opinions of others to pick up God's opinion of us. Where others may have said, "You can't, you're not good enough, just play it safe," he says, "You can do all things through Christ who strengthens you," in Philippians 4:10. We leave behind our fear and we pick up a new identity as a son or a daughter of the Most High God. Romans 8:15 says, "The spirit you received does not make you slaves so that you live in fear again. Rather, the spirit you received brought you into adoption to sonship and daughtership." We leave behind our sin, our brokenness, our bondage, and we pick up his righteousness, his wholeness, his freedom. 2 Corinthians 5:17, if anyone is in Christ, the new creation has come, the old has gone, the new is here. We leave behind our depression and we pick up his garment of praise for our heaviness, according to the Psalms. We leave behind our limited dreams, we pick up his God-sized dreams. We leave behind our inability, we pick up his ability. We leave behind our meaningless efforts and we step into his already prepared plans and purposes for us. Ephesians 2:10 says, "For we are God's handiwork, created in Christ Jesus to do good works which God prepared in advance for us to do." Are you catching it? To trust God means to leave behind what you don't want to hold on to anyway, in order to pick up so much more. He has already prepared good works for you to do before you were even born. So trusting God means that you actually get to live your best life. Trusting God isn't about a destination, but it's rather about a journey with Jesus, a journey you don't have to do alone or in your own strength, but rather you put your hand in his hand, and when he says, "Follow me," you drop everything, just like his disciples did. It doesn't mean it's a perfect road ahead with no trouble. No, in fact, Jesus guarantees that there's risks, even danger involved in this adventure of trust, but he promises to never leave us, and he gives us everything we need along the way. What is God asking you to leave behind in order to pick up so much more? His invitation is the same for you and me as it was for his disciples. Jesus said, "Come, follow me. I have so much more for you." That's courageous living.